You have the Sven and the Wyvern who are also going to be able to give them to Laurel. And this BKB timing will be strong. Like, you've got the Warcry armor to fight into a Shadow Fiend. His biggest strength is, minus armor, and you're protecting your whole team.
Team 3. Who is the best carry, Avery?
The old gods versus the new. So much Dota knowledge between those two coaches as well. That was something I was looking at. This Game 3 draft, Puppy against Maposhka.
Yep.
What is that? 30 years of cumulative CIS Dota experience? It's absurd. That might be one of the most goated coach matchups we've ever seen on this stage. Think of how many TI finals those two coaches have been in alone.
Yep.
Let alone these 10 players. So I think this is the closest draft we've had of all 3 games. I think both teams are very happy with what they have. I don't think we're going to see an early GG out. I think these are 2 drafts that can scale really well, play the mid game, connect with some fast moves on the supports. A lot of stuns in this game, a lot of big hitters. This game has everything, Austin. It has everything.
Will it give us everything in the execution? That's the part that really strikes me for TI. Right throughout the year, we can talk about draft and mechanics and strategy and all these little things that make a team great in Dota 2. But TI, I feel like, is the one tournament, the only tournament perhaps, that truly tests mentality, right? That truly tests how tough you are inside of that booth. When the lights are absolutely the brightest that they can be, do you shrink under that or do you flourish? And Vision, in their case, how do you bounce back after a rough loss? Because we've already seen and we already know from game 1 to history in general that Team Spirit can bounce back after a rough loss. What is Vision going to do after that game 2?
Spirit's proven they can be clutch when those lights are the brightest. And it's up to Vision to prove that they can hang with the big dogs now in a very high-pressure Game 3 for a top 3 at this year's International. It's all on the line. You do not want to leave anything on the table here. Get into a laning phase that has some very interesting matchups. That first pick, SF for Satanic, trying to bully a melee hero. That Ember counter pick to the Invoker. There were other options in the pool, but I think they wanted something just more versatile for the game. See how much Laurel can find with these stun strikes as well. A lot of stuns in this laning phase for Spirit he might be able to connect on. And then Toro Sven.
Ami getting low there. An early blood grenade thrown out and then a bit of a pressure thrown down so far. Team Spirit have not given up that first blood to a Shadow Fiend who can be an absolute menace in the laning phase. We've got the Ember Spirit versus the Invoker mid lane matchup. Rue? Maybe he's
got Fairy Fire.
He's got double Fairy Fire, in fact, yeah.
Satanic does get Hex Top with the Sunstrike.
Sunstrike and it lands on a Satanic. Can they finish him off? Not quite. Fairy Fires keep him live. Well, not me. He doesn't have the same luxury. DeGaule's going to hop to the other side. He'll claim the first blood, and maybe he gets away. Raises slowdown collapse. He can't finish the job.
Even with the Sunstrike connection, the extra wand charges plus the Fairy Fires. Satanic stunned, but he's not dead here. Gonna need another connection up top. That was the first blood that Spirit really wanted with this extra Sunstrike capability. So that's a big win for Vision. Can ferry out some extra regen, can stay alive up here, continue to CS with that Shadow Fiend soul advantage.
Is top lane where you feel like much of the laning phase is decided? It feels like the most volatile of all the lane matchups.
I think this lane has the most potential to be explosive for Vision. Okay, that's what happens when you pick Shadow Fiend against a melee hero. You either start just raising this hero down, you get to that level 3, you pump in the damage, you snowball completely with the extra Necromastery, or you get killed a couple times and it swings the other way. It's looking really solid for Satanic here early, though. You have the 3 CS leaders across the board as well. Ember did well on the early waves mid, just what you would expect from a veteran in no one. And this Doom is going to return for Game 3. Doom has won every game in this series. Scary hero to give away when it's performed so well here. A bold move by Maposhka.
Okay, how do you address Doom, and what has Team Spirit done in this game to address it?
They have multiple carries. I think that's one thing. You don't want to end up in a 4-protect 1 where the Doom target's super straightforward.
Sure.
Underlord can create a gap against this hero where you get stuck in the pits later on. You can disengage and re-engage. Invoker can do the same thing. Wyvern can also just freeze the Doom on the Blinken and help create that gap. So they have a lot of mechanisms to reset the fight once the Doom goes out, hold Noticed in place, and then either just completely disengage or buy time for the Doom target to look for the second half of the fight. I think that's mainly what you're trying to do here. You can also just try and start things on your turn, jam in damage with Alacrity Sven, blinking, stunning somebody, and just bulldozing through them. very little BKB control in this Vision lineup for the Sven when Yatoro goes in, if he can get big.
Got him on the Bramble. Blood Grenade slowing him down. Notice Steve, though, he, maybe a misclick there. I think he went the wrong way around the trees. He popped Scorched Earth, but didn't really get anything for it. Fortunately, Dark Will aggression never really going to get punished just because Zero has Shadow Realm to get out if necessary. Rue's going to get a bit low. The Sunstrike's going to land and not blast. It's baited in by Rue.
You have all these stuns. Sometimes you don't need it. Just land a casual Sunstrike, help ruin that trade. Some extra gold for the Invoker. These lanes are really going Vision's way in terms of just the straight up CS. So you got to nab some extra kills here and there where you can, or at least maybe get some stacks up. That is something else we could see this top lane fall back on if the lane just becomes too overwhelming. Because right now, Satanic is taking control. The CS department threatening that triple
same
range.
in the mid lane. Laurel is 11-5, lowest CS of all the cores.
He's feeling the pressure right now. I think Spirit have had the slower start in lanes all 3 games.
Yes.
And they're not a team that's afraid of taking that route towards victory. They don't need to win lanes. They don't even need to win the early game. They probably don't need to win the mid game. They can probably start losing most of the late game. And if they find that one fight, that's all it takes.
Yeah.
So you really have to be careful.
It laid down, trying to get Collapse away from the SF. Quick X, turn around, Blood Grenade.
Does have a Lotus.
Ultimately, baiting
Sunstrike.
in, trying to hit that Sunstrike. Not going to happen. Not me is going to die to the raise.
Very volatile lane up here.
Yeah.
You're trying to bait with wand charges and all these Lotuses and Fairy Fires. Both teams are thinking about this Sunstrike a lot. The aggressive man up from Satanic pays off here, and Yatoro, he's just getting his regen burned down here, even if he survives.
Well, hit. It's going to be close call. Couldn't get through the Cold Embrace heal.
TP's a
bit
lion.
too much. Not me. TP's in. What'd you make of the Lion pickup anyway? Not a hero that we see a whole lot of.
Definitely an outlier for this event. It was performing pretty well over the course of the year at various points, and then just fell off for this tournament in the last month in general. It is a good Sunstrike setup. It is a hero that historically has worked well for Spirit. Not necessarily this iteration, but just as a team concept. Always gives you that instant Hex potential, which is, again, if you're playing with confidence, if the other team is perhaps tilting a little nervous, Lion does take advantage of that. I think it could pose problems for the Ember in this game. Maybe the Doom on the Blinken, if you don't pre-BKB, which we've seen a lot of this event.
Yeah.
Things like this. This hero can make a huge impact from a low net worth position. Still a difficult hero to execute, though. So again, you're looking towards these Spirit supports to really mechanically play well, give us a performance like they did in Game 2, and then this support duo can really cause Vision some problems. They just end up in some open skirmishes in jungle areas or get run over on the map by this Ember. They could become a liability pretty fast because they need some early items to really come online. I think both of these supports need a blink to really play the fights well.
I love that. Yatoro using the line. You're not panicking, are you? Well, Vision don't seem to be panicking in this laning phase. They are walking away with a 3 laning phase win. As you said, Team Spirit have never been a team very dependent on a laning phase.
This is a very big lane win, though, which is causing you a little concern. Mainly just how much the Sven is getting bullied bottom. I think Underlord getting bullied, whatever. Invoker's always going to lose some of the early CS. He'll make it up with some Sunstrike kills. Just Yatoro getting bullied. It's uncommon to lose your safe lane in this patch. We don't see it happen to a lot of teams and players when you have so many options at your disposal to just dominate the lane. So that's a big sacrifice to make. There is some payoff here with the Wyvern coming online later. It's giving a lot of room to this off-lane duo for Vision to maybe gain some momentum and snowball this game.
And I feel like that's only going to be compounded by the fact that Vision also have a more active mid, right? If you're already down off of lanes and then you get those first couple of rotations from the Ember Spirit, which the Invoker can't really match, it's going to be a problem.
Always the risk with playing against Ember if you don't choose him out of the lane. In Game 1, he just got completely cheesed. None of that tempo came into play. In this one, he's going to have a lot more freedom to control the map, play off the power runes, make rotations that are not going to be matched. You really have to keep no one in check, keep him in the back of your mind, not overextend, and make sure you don't feed away some double, triple kill to this Ember in the first 15 minutes here.
Back to this bait in the bottom lane. Really need this line rotation to work.
A big committal down here. You're leaving that Underlord alone top, which has been a brutal lane for him.
Oh, and the ward's going to get dropped. They just immediately going to de-ward it. Not me. Spotted by that one. The Underlord Collapse is trying to pull waves, but okay, they say, all right, two can play that game. We can also try lane, try and catch Collapse, stop him from pulling at least.
I actually really dislike that TP from 9 class. Because this is not a lane the Underlord can enter no matter what.
Sure.
You can leave the SF up here solo and the Underlord can't enter. So if anything, you want to bring supports elsewhere in this game. And this is relieving pressure from the Sven, who was the one suffering the most.
Notice is tanky enough to survive, though. Double gauntlets and 2 bracers. He just, raw HP is all it takes.
That is a tanky boy early on. They are going to be able to rotate these supports into mid, which is a great point of attack. Anytime you kill this Invoker early, he's just a sitting duck. Ember automatically gives you the gap close. It's a 6-minute power rune as well. So there's a lot to fight for here on the side of Vision.
Good use of the Forge Spirits to pull the creeps back. They will not be able to contest the power runes at all. A regen for an Ember Spirit. This is already starting fantastic for no one. Meanwhile,
a lot of time.
1 CS for Satanic.
He's just absolute free farm up there, which, you know, I don't know the exact stat for how often Vision win when Satanic has an empty lane, which is effectively what this has been, but it's got to be quite high. This is what Vision wants. They want the attention around mid. They're 2 side laners to just free farm, scale, and let no one control the pace of the game. They're going to rotate the supports back top. They want this SF kill with the Sunstrike on top.
This would fix so much of the damage. They've got him in place. The Sunstrike's going to land. They surely have enough damage. They're going to stop the Requiem. That's good enough.
Wisdom Shrine is getting contested off this kill. That is the bigger prize. Spirit needed that early SF kill. However, they're going to sacrifice some experience to get the job done. Both shrines are going to go Vision's way here.
The level 6's supports on Vision going to be a whole lot faster than Team Spirit, that's for sure. Unless they can get more core pickoffs to cover that experience.
That was just that kill was almost more important for Collapse than it was shutting down the SF. The Underlord needed something out of this laning phase.
Yeah.
That was a big boost. He's going to get to farm another wave, pulled his camp, kind of reset the wave. Satanic, he's got to think twice about stepping up here again if you don't know where these supports are lingering. A nice little rotation. And honestly, Spirit, they relieved a lot of the pressure in this laning phase that was going into the Sven too. With these Vision supports going top, Inforo gets the farm bottom. These little things stabilize that game. This was a 2K lead for Vision a minute and a half ago. They weren't able to snowball it more. So the game's stabilizing for Spirit right now. Gotta, again, look towards the Ember, look towards the power runes. Try and connect something with no one here.
That class pops out underneath the tower. Quickly Hex stunned, but they do not try and kill him, knowing that the Ember Spirit is going to be trying to run them down. Another power rune to work with. I mean, the Ember Spirit is just going to be the strongest hero in the game for quite some time if he's able to get every single power rune.
He's going to get every power rune. You're just not contesting 2 supports behind this guy with an Invoker and a Winter Wyvern. It's not happening. You're just hoping he doesn't get the early haste and amp damage, which he didn't. He got Regen Arcane. A little weaker here for sure. Blows. You do have Doom available.
Spirit jumps after Nami, caught him on the other side of the tower.
Easy pickoff. This is a very dangerous area for Spirit to linger in. I think you're either getting something done here or you are just defensively bailing Laurel out. But you don't want to just linger around the river against this Ember. It's a death sentence.
Yeah, he's basically playing Forge Spirit instead of his hero. His hero is always pretty far back, and he just keeps using the Forge Spirit to draw the aggro. Prevents too much tower damage being done.
And also block the arrow off the chains combo, so he has a little defensive capability on his own.
He will certainly not have any sort of recovery. I mean, Vision have full control of the triangle in case there was stacks, but Spirit also haven't had the chance to make any stacks in the first place. Oh, that's gonna hurt.
A little short there.
One of them being a flag bearer as well.
Spirit are getting some nice D-wards. That is giving you some extra gold here and limiting the damage Vision are inflicting with December.
Me pushed out past the tower, immediately punished. Now, the slowdown isn't enough for Satanic. Oh, they got him on the Bramble and the arrow. Landed both of those abilities, and 9 class will return the tip back to Not Me.
December is starting to be a massive threat. This 10-minute power rune's gotta be a good one unless it's the illusion spawn. They get taken. Oh, man.
It's his first power rune of the game.
No one not happy about that. Again, you're looking for the haste and amp damage in the next 2 or 3 here. You really wanted those for the Ember. So the fact Laurel gets to steal one of those away is huge. Base for the Sven. Spirit just trying to defend right now.
How does this Sven versus SF matchup kind of go as the game moves along?
Sunstrike damage, is it enough? So tanky.
Yeah, he just, man, full bracer build makes him too much for Team Spirit to handle, even with the extra Sunstrike damage.
Oh, Satanic.
Oh, if only they had a Sunstrike.
Yeah, they needed it.
At bottom, it would have made all the difference. Instead, Collapse almost dies.
They did get double support TP bottom. That's huge for Spirit. Limiting the aggression going through the Ember right now. 9 class finds a courier kill, but that's it.
Chase after Yatoro with the Moonlight Shadow, kind of trailing him as he works his way through.
Oh, not me. Does he have enough here with Sunstrike? Sunstrike's back off cooldown level 4 in the X-Sword.
I think Mask of Madness has healed him up so much.
No shot now, that's for sure.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, Rue getting chased out of bottom. They do not want to let anybody linger behind this tier 1 tower and just absorb XP.
Playing around the neutrals, will be able to get the Golden Embrace. Actually, they're going to think about gating in. SF is coming through the gate, but he managed to get stopped by the Lion, but Underlord is not going through that gate to join what is a death sentence in this bottom lane.
Gonna have to concede some early fights here if your Spirit. Just try and find trades. Vision know it. They're getting real aggressive right now. Vessel is around the corner for no one, and that's when the presence around the map is going to pick up significantly. You bring SF into any of these engagements and let him convert on the objective. No one's going to want to defend these towers once Satanic shows up. You'd have to really preemptively smoke there to make it happen.
Yeah, you kind of gotta jump him first, kill him fast.
And that's a lot of this Sven matchup. You mentioned the carry matchup in this game. Sven can absolutely deal with Shadow. You just jump BKB, God Strength. SF doesn't fight you, especially in this game with Alacrity on top. It's a huge carry differential. So you have to hit some nice timings here if you're Satanic to really get the most out of this matchup. Of course, SF's always going to scale. It can be a massive threat.
So he's going to have a number of timings early on when the Sven is still kind of building up. He'll have another time later on when he gets Butterfly against Sven, right?
Potentially Aegis in line with that, and you're going to maybe try and push. I just think Invoker, it's such a tough hero to play against. It's really hard to interact with early, and then he gives your carry so much extra boost in these late game matchups. Just the Alacrity, also the Sunstrike damage on top of initiations. He's a second primary damage dealer in himself. It's tough to initiate on the Invoker. Can be a real big thorn for Vision in this game 3. They are up 5K. So this laning stage did pan out for them quite nicely.
No surprise there. Notice is getting so much farm in this game. Like, it's no surprise that Satanic gets big. He kind of gets big no matter what happens in Vision's games. But the fact that their other two cores are keeping up with the Sven says a lot.
They have their early fighting items too. Drum done for the Doom. Spirit Vessel for no one, and that's kind of the signal to start getting more aggressive with this Ember Spirit. There's a 14-minute Wisdom Shrine. They're not really heading that direction. They're looking for the Sven bottom. The juiciest kill on the map right now is he's the fastest farming hero for Spirit.
Rue trying to run interference. He's going to break some of the smoke. See some of these heroes. Moonlight Shadow, they're going to chase after him. Manage to get the scan.
Get out.
Look at that.
Oh, he's running right in.
Right there on the other side. Hello. And goodbye, Yatoro. Matched by Satanic.
What a move there. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. They broke that gank and he still died because the execution from Vision was so on point.
Very sick play.
And what's your trade-off? Normally you're trying to get some sort of equivalent exchange. Underlord cannot push out deep top, which means it has to be around this mid lane. And that is just not a target you can kill in this game. Just way too tanky with the double bracer buildup. We've absolutely seen the strength of Doom in this series. Still eyeing Yatoro bottom. Vision going to try and continue to put some more pressure into this Sven, not let him push lanes out, not let him sit down here comfortably.
It'll be the Wyvern pick off of the deep ward that they have. Which Rue promptly pings out, not me. They brought Laurel joined in the mid lane, smoked him up, made a fast rotation up the top, but Satanic has already cleared this out.
Had to
Made
read.
his way back next to this tier 2.
Gonna have to go deep for that kill.
So many of these ganks, time and time again, and it'll happen.
Immaculate map read. Spirit having a hard time finding a pressure point right now. Just gonna have to settle for some power hammering. Try and open up the map a little bit.
They got to. Because they're going to have this really awkward window where this Underlord Collapse isn't really much of a hero yet until you have that Aghanim Scepter. And it's still, you know, a solid 1,500 away.
VC recovered pretty nicely here. Even without stacks, he got the job done. Closing in on that Ags will make a big difference in this game. You have a lot of global capability. It's going to make your net worth count for a lot more here, even from a behind position.
Paul's getting out of sight. Moonlight Shadow might have been spotted there by the Forge Spirit. But another power rune, this time an amp damage.
Love this
Spirit just doing everything they can to dodge.
Yeah, that's the thing. You want to defend this mid tower. You also don't want to get caught in a bad fight right now against all the strength on no one. The bend don't break scenario for them.
Which is where Rue has to kind of come in clutch, right? He's playing behind these heroes all the time. He's kind of like some of the biggest threat that they have to be able to stop a Vision aggressive play.
Yes. There's a lot of defensive capability in the Spirit lineup if they're set up and ready for the play. You think you're just going to go on Laurel and kill him, and all of a sudden you get stuck in a pit, Firestorm, there's a Wyvern Curse, Sven TP's in, he's going to stun someone out of it. It's a lot of chain stun off of any sort of overextension. However, once again, Vision not forcing the issue into the mid-invoker. They're hunting the Yatoro Sven. They refuse to let him hit camps down here.
And even without the ward, which they'd get dealt with, they're still going to try and find heroes in this area. Rue kind of spotted Sven a little bit out of sight. Team Spirit are beginning to group up around this tier 2, thinking maybe this is an opportunity for a fast kill, and they've got it with the Sunstrike. Here comes 9 class, though.
Titanic committed.
Trying to keep Rue alive, throws down a Winter's Curse, actually backs up and stunning the rest of his team, but it doesn't matter. Team Spirit, their defense, they parry Vision's aggression perfectly.
Nice map read from Yatoro. This time it's him knowing the gank is coming in, and Spirit just set up on it, and that's where that fight is dangerous. You do not want to overcommit around these towers into all of the muck that Spirit can propose. Which is where this game can feel a little awkward for Vision. You have all this strength. How were you able to use it in the last few minutes here? You lost net worthly. You're just watching Invoker recover off the Ancients. You're watching Sven recover off of some of these smaller jungle stacks. Weren't able to kick him out of bottom. The fact that Yatoro can sit down here is really important for Spirit right now if they want to give the Ancient priority to the Invoker. Only one of these cores can take those Ancient stacks, so you need the other core to be able to farm somewhere. And the Invoker cannot go anywhere on this map right now. So it has to be Yatoro finding farm deep on the side of the map. That's why Vision are hunting him down here. This is very efficient for Spirit in terms of the recovery.
And eventually the Invoker pays that back out to the Sven, right? He gets Boots of Travel, BKB, then he's able to play out on the map with his Shard, with Ghost Walk, pushing waves, and then the Sven gets to farm the nicer parts of the map.
It'll switch at some point. And at that point, the threat on the map goes up a lot for Spirit with the gate global capability. For now, just kind of play through Yatoro. Does have Blink available, is level 13, he's strong. Gotta remember this Sven has the Sunstrike behind his initiation too. There's a lot of burst damage coming out off this jump. Vision just going to try and dodge this play right now. They're trying to just get to triple BKB in this game. It's going to take a little bit of time here. However, they get there. They're very strong with that timing. They can absolutely take a team fight into a Roshan.
Kind of a crazy backstab, especially the fact it's just the two of them. They don't have a tier 1 tower to play off. No heroes can TP in. Yatoro tried to get the initiation and he missed. A fast Shadow Realm from 9 class, and Yatoro's going to be stalled up. This is going to get real rough for him. Terrorize, push him away. Nice arrow. Beautiful stuff from Dekalis to combo with that one. A play call from Yatoro and Rue goes horrifically wrong. Vision are gifted into a fantastic fight.
So hard for either team to make aggressive plays in this game. Very quick reaction from 9 class. Completely kills this play attempt. And you're able to bring all your heroes into it. And guess what? Tormentor, 20 seconds. If Vision want to just man up for an objective here. They were in the area. Opting not to.
Now Vision back up to a 6,000 net worth lead.
Every kill is going to count for a lot when both these teams have so much lane push and farm capability.
Team
Maybe
Spirit
they get this mid
traps.
tower. Really like to glyph this.
They refuse to give this up. Jeez.
It's a very strong objective in this game with the Invoker and all your defensive capability. Can really bait Vision onto this objective and try and get some extra kills out of it.
Mid tower is also the one that controls that triangle engagement, right?
For sure. See that Dark Realm come out just in time, and now all of a sudden, if you're Tor, you're like, please get me out of here.
And that's going to be a problem for him. He may have the matchup against the SF, but you've got some very, very mobile heroes in the supports. The Dark Willow and the Marauder, both difficult to kill. Ember Spirit, obviously highly mobile. Be difficult for Tor to find openings for fast kills like he wants.
Also just needs BKB to deal with a lot of the control here. The Brambles, the Moonlight Shadow, Doom's waiting for you. There's a lot you have to worry about right now.
That's not a problem for Satanic. Mask of Madness, Hurricane Pike, BKB. He's going to start working towards a Silver Edge. 13,000 net worth for him.
Dire's
Not
top
me.
tower is under attack.
It's a risk, isn't it? Is this a bait? Is there an opportunity here? He's waiting for some support to come by and he can impale, finger, sunstrike, but instead, Vision are making a move. Finding Rue, who tries with the flight to find an opening, TP out, not gonna happen.
It's a big smoke break. This was double BKB timing for Vision on the Ember and the SF, and they get the Wisdom Shrine on the other side with the Lion. So honestly, Spirit, they dodged that pretty successfully here. Oh, he's out of mana now. Oh, he's gonna peek his head out.
Nope, okay. Stun, TP,
Should be fine.
and doesn't have it.
Big space created. Dodging this BKB window for Vision, which only left them with, you get some deep wards out, and you're getting to the point in this game where you're going to start to threaten a Roche after any big 4-kill. Laurel trying to make a big
Without
play.
BKB inside of this Aghanim Scepter, the combination of the Ice Wall and the Pit, you just don't go anywhere. It doesn't matter. Before, in the laning phase, right, all that extra HP allowed him to survive through the burst, but that is not really a problem now. Team Spirit have ways to just hold you there and never really run out of damage.
Game's starting to feel a lot more comfortable for Laurel. We're going to see him impact the side lanes a lot more. It's been centered around mid. That mid tower died. He got a lot of time out of that. The farm Ancients recover off of a rough lane. And now he's going to start to do Invoker things with that Ghost Walk. The map's going to become more difficult to play with this Meteor Sunstrike threat with a gate on top of it. That's what makes it extra deadly here for these otherwise survivable heroes. Might have to pop some BKBs just to be able to get the lanes out at some point in this game.
Panel said it's not just 1 or 2 heroes, it's potentially 3 or 4 with this global capability,
Quick TP.
something that they'll have the advantage for. Vision. What a crucial kill that would have been, catching a Tor on the TP.
Spirit are starting to outmaneuver them a little bit.
Is under attack.
Perhaps feeling like game 2, they're starting to flow.
Fortunately, Satanic is still the rock that is keeping that net worth solid for them. They're still holding on to a 5,000 net worth because he's just getting so much gold. Nobody is getting more gold than Satanic on the map, and that continues as he takes the tower.
Insane how much extra he gets compared to everybody else in this event. Every minute he gets left alone, it's a net worth advantage.
Just got the reads. He's able to play aggressively in the right parts of the map.
He has to execute well, though. If he dies in a random fight, it's going to be a massive blow.
Rue running into the Vision duo once again to call us in. No one searching
Waste a
for
little
kills.
time.
He's just trying to buy as much time as possible.
Toro kind of lingering around here. You don't have BKB, though.
What is he looking at?
Just looking for the next mid wave.
Are scanning.
He can collect that because Vision going to back up to do Roche.
I think this is the correct call. Put an Aegis on this SF. Make sure all this net worth gets guaranteed use on the map. He's closing in on Daedalus as well. Sunstrike will not.
Nice job. They pulled Roshan outside of his default position to make sure there was no Sunstrike steal. Make sure it's a little bit more difficult for crazy Aegis steals.
Always got to worry about that. You're playing against Team Spirit here. They pick up a gem at the exact same time. So this is Vision signaling. We know how strong our SF is. we're going to take over the map in this time period.
Notice runs right into the line. Now there are 2 cores close by. The Sunstrike, it's not going to land. That is crucial, missing damage. The Spec still goes for it anyway, and he got him off the cleave. No one pops the BKB with a Terrorize inside of these brambles. These heroes are going to be held here for a while. Decalls, especially now.
Arrow landed.
Off of this one. They're going to Firestorm, try and fight, but Satanic is too much to handle. Force now trying to get Yatoro away.
Uphill miss.
High ground hits. They just keep on missing. Yatoro is out. Collapse is making a run for it now with a pit. It's going to hold back the rest of these heroes. Oh, Vision got a bit unlucky there.
I can't believe they couldn't capitalize on that more. A full duration arrow on Yatoro. SF hitting him. And he just walked it off. The armor doing a lot of work for Yatoro right there.
And they got the kill. They got all these Vision heroes to one side of the map immediately. Yep. Laurel TP's up to the top lane, shoving that out. The support's pushing in mid. Team Spirit knows that this is one of those windows. We can claw back another 1K net worth, maybe another 2K.
They're really playing the map well. You have so much extra advantage on this SF, and you're not pulling ahead in this game. You're not finding anything with this Ember Spirit. No one's running around with Gem now. It's going to give you some extra map control. Still looking for some kills of his own. 9 assists for that Ember, not a kill to his name. Would like some extra gold here.
TP, they actually want to defend this tier 2.
They're going to fight this?
Phoenix quite alone.
It's really bold to go into the Aegis, though. You don't know where other heroes on the map are. You don't have God Strength.
Yeah, I think maybe the only reason they were even considering it was just because they know the BKB got used earlier.
That is true.
There was a real chance they could 100-0 Satanic twice. Especially with no real saves on the side of Vision. But Satanic, once again, great map read, backs out right before danger strikes.
I'm still worried for the SF in this game if ever gets jumped. There's no save in this lineup. One of the downsides of that Mirana pick, the offensive potential in the early game, maybe the ultra late Mirana scale, super nice, doesn't help the SF here. Other than, I guess, Moonlight Shadow maybe giving you a little more entry to the fight. If Satanic gets jumped and blown up in this game, it's going to happen very quickly. The fight can look very one-sided. Smoke right now for Spirit looking on mid. It's going to take...
Ooh, he's fast with it. It won't save him, but that was an impressive bit of reaction time.
They're going to try and get more off this. Still have God Strength running.
Are you willing to run into the SF, even in a 4 versus 5?
It's tricky. He already has Daedalus done, almost about to hit level 20.
Yeah, you could see Vision feel confident. They're not really heading for the hills. They're not running away.
They're not lingering.
If Spirit run into us, we can take this fight.
Not me, got around them without the smoke break.
Interesting position to be in. He doesn't really have any wards he's working off of here. Can't get
scout the SF.
Down, but yeah, his high ground vision on Satanic.
It's one of those moments. Are you bold enough to go for this play and make the call? It's just such a high-risk play. If it goes wrong, it's going to go so wrong while he has this Aegis for another minute. I don't think Spirit are too interested in trying to bring him down twice.
He's so alone here.
No, you can't gamble on it.
They'll poke at him, see what kind of response there is from Vision. Vision are going to show very soon. They were away, but now they're smoking straight into him. Collapse is going to be the first one jumped here. Winner's Curse, but BKB does go off from notice, and he's going to ensure they get multiple kills out of this. They'll finish off Collapse, and Rue, inside the cold embrace, stuck there long enough that the SF shows up. 2 fast kills for Vision, and off this Aegis, maybe can take some objectives as well. This tier 2 bottom right for the taking, but
for Laurel top,
yeah, Vision want to keep this going.
Really tough to catch Invoker in this game. 9 class is going to try and get it.
Hit him with a Bramble. Does land the Bramble with longside the Curse Ground. Force down, pushing him away. But fast kill from Yatoro. He pops out with a damn damage. No God Strength needed.
See you later. That is some burst damage right there. No Vision finding kills across the map, using this Aegis to kind of bait Spirit into a fight.
Fast ward, D-ward can't get spotted by Laurel here. Otherwise, they'll know
saw
about the ward. They managed to get the Distiller on him, but Satanic's far enough away. They're not actually...
no stun set up there. You need a Yule's Mirana or something to make that kind of play. Aegis going to expire here. It was somewhat a successful Aegis period for Vision. Kind of a difficult one to use. You're not going to go high ground with it. You did get that tier 2.
It's crazy to me how this SF is here. He's got high ground Vision and he's playing right, of course. So, but it's still just kind of crazy to me that he is playing so far forward when the rest of his team is so far back.
You got to extract something off the map with how strong you are. Yeah. You can't just sit back and let Invoker Sven farm up in this game. They're not good matchups for you. They put this first pick SF in a little bit of a bind. He's not going to feel insanely comfortable scaling here on his own. It has to be a team effort as you go into that late game.
It was really surprising to me they placed those double high ground wards. Those are like the most obvious D ward spots.
They both got
Normally,
killed.
when you do that, it's when you're so much control of the game, you're not leaving the enemy side of the map, right?
I agree. It's too bold for your position. If you're going to place those high ground wards, you need to stay on the side. You need to defend those wards. Instead, they conceded both of them. There's a gem running on this Invoker. And now you're flying blind for another 5 or 6 minutes here.
Right.
Which is deadly against lineups that operate off of single target jump burst.
They got a good scan. Ember Spirit's going to jump after it. Spots the Winter Wyvern. Great kill to start this fight out. Curse will not save
Bro
you.
got doomed.
And he got doomed. He got up to God's Strength first, and BKB, he'll go for the TP out.
Okay, he's going to live.
Fine there. Everybody else, BKB, Laurel also TP.
The Nightfalls get him out of trouble.
The cores get out, the supports do not.
And that's the type of fight that Vision are looking for in terms of just sending the Ember on supports. He already has an Ags done. What are you going to do about that? You pretty much have to land some clutch Hex or something. If no one BKBs early, there's nothing you can really do about it. It's going to create a lot of space in the fight, break the formation early. You're going to get Vision on the Sven, and the second the Sven gets tagged, SF has free entry into the fight. You're not worried about getting jumped on Satanic. No one has a really important role in this game for Vision, maybe the most important on this Ember in terms of just setting the fight up, being a nuisance, giving Vision, letting Satanic have the confidence to go in. The other route is to put an Aegis on the SF and let him hit a building. And we'll see if it ever comes to that. AK gold lead now, starting to build a little bit here off the back of that as we approach the second Roshan in this game, a minute away. That's where losing some of those wards is going to cost Vision a bit. This next Roshan fight, you're not going to have the extra obs to place in the river. Spirit can take advantage of it. Vision counts so much for their lineup. Finding that jump, finding that big Wyvern curse, not getting doomed on the right target. Not sure where Vision are right now. Just trying to ghost push the waves bottom, play off the map mid, try and break some more smokes here.
Light Shadow, but they do have this Ward Sentry combo mid. Vision, if they try and shortcut through, they'll be spotted, and they do get spotted trying to play for the power room.
Could see this ward here as well.
Yeah, they'll handle it.
Vision, Spirit also losing some of Vision in this game.
And
Down to that
considering
one
the fact
defense
they're the
bomb.
ones trying to dodge, it becomes real spooky when
Yes.
you don't have too many wards out on the map.
At least Invoker can always go shove.
Under attack.
Pretty hard to find this hero. Forward Spirits get the job done. He's going to show bottom just to try and bait some TPs. Nice little heads up play from Laurel. He's instantly out of there. Gem running on both of these mid heroes that are just untouchable right now. It's going to create a lot of pressure on the enemy team. Still, Yatoro climbing that chart. Almost level 25, has the Daedalus and the
Dire's
Harpoon.
bottom tower is under attack.
He's fat. He does a lot of burst damage with the Invoker backup. Whoever he jumps is just gone. Even if you doom him, he's still just got to sit there and cleave.
Dire's middle tower is
Not me. Straight up an arrow. Blinks back.
Did scout Yatoro.
Vision gets some information to work with. Roshan spawn time is here, so both teams are going to be playing for that Rosh, trying to get this map control in this area.
Long
Sunstrike
spawn.
even counting into the pit.
With Blink for Satanic, he's going to buy out going into this Roche fight. Farmed all this gold for a reason.
Good time, yes. My internet.
Collapse is always on point with the voice lines.
All right, items coming up. Some additional utility from the Wyvern. We've got the Harpoon Daedalus for Yatoro, and he's level 23. He's getting closer and closer to that 25. We get the God Strength damage. Alongside, as we talked about, all these levels play to Wrath of God, his innate. The hero scales better than maybe he kind of ever has. Invoker looking at a Shiva's next. Got an Aether Lens build up for Not Me. BKB required for Collapse in this game. Vision, meanwhile, Satanic. Trying to go back for a Satanic, replace that Mask of Madness at some point. Notice is just thick, man. He's just full HP. He
Got
went
an
all
Aeon
the
disc,
bracers early. He's going an Aeon disc, and he wants to go for a heart after that.
The game plan is let him tank some of the Sven hits.
Right.
Create some space for this SF. Because you got to remember, we talked earlier about this SF Sven matchup. You have a butterfly timing. He skipped it entirely. This SF item build is really susceptible to the Sven jump. You have no defensive capability other than a really fast Hurricane Pike on that instant. It's only going to take 3 hits and you're just gone in this game. So he went Swift Blink. This is an insane amount of offensive potential for Satanic. And it requires the other 2 cores to set the fight up for him. Go on some targets, let the SF Swift Blink in, BKB, start hitting them. His damage is also going to be insane in this game. It's all about the jump. Who gets more information for their team early on? Who's able to set the control up? And this is one of those games where having instant stuns counts for a lot. That Lion, that pesky Lion, if you can find that clutch hex on a core that lets you jump and BKB first, it could be everything. You have to keep buybacks in mind as well. This is one of those games where you commit a lot on the initiations on the side of both teams. You have to keep the buybacks in mind. The second round of that fight can win you a Roshan, can win you some of these later team fights. Especially with how tanky 2 offlaners are.
Spirit making a move. Smoke up across the other side of the map. Vision. Are they going to get caught by this? The Ember Spirit might show. He's the one with the gem, too. They cannot afford for him to be jumped on here.
Very sneaky move. They're taking the long road around.
Light chain, so he kind of shows Team Spirit drop a very deep lane ward.
That's a great obs. But they're patient on this. It might pay off. The smoke is running out. They see 9 class not wanting to. They don't want to force the fight under the tier 2, jumping a hero that likely has buyback in this situation. Would not have ended well, so they give up their obs back through the gate.
There is a Tormentor on the other side.
Yeah, there is.
They would be kind of forfeiting the Radiant side Roshan, potentially, which they Sunstrike.
It's going to switch sides now. You're okay playing down here. How many wards do you have left to plan for the fight, though? They have no obs.
Yatoro feeling like Vision can't get here fast enough to take that tier 1 tower, but they are going to be here soon. Already catching Not Me. An arrow to the knee, tries to deal with the ward. He's going to die. No one leaves him for more. Trying to get the BKB out of Yatoro, who harpoons pretty far away. He's going to blink. He really wants to hold his BKB intact.
Could be able to here. Actually, I don't know. Satanic, he's super fast. Yeah, you have the BKB now.
Going to have the BKB TP.
He's
Toro.
Oh, long.
He's getting spotted by the Doom, and now he's just caught
So greedy there with the camps.
Yeah, no respect whatsoever for Vision potentially scouting him out here.
Maybe just underestimating how much they were going to commit for that kill. It's one of those instances you're thinking to yourself, there's no way they chased me to the corner of the map, right? Well, they did. And that SF is really fast with that Swift Blink. That's Roshan. Didn't even get the fight for it.
Yeah.
Every core pick off in this game is going to count for so much.
Look at no one. Pushed so far outside of the pit. He's making sure the Winter Wyvern can't get close. They even maybe getting a jump here on Laurel that forces his BKB. He's going to drop the Meteors onto the Dark Willow, hoping he gets a kill in return of that BKB usage.
Oh, what is happening in this pit?
Taking a Rue. They actually, Glutz are going in. Oh, Glutz, Satanic Hurricane dude piked himself outside of the pit. If Roshan
can't kill it though.
But Collapse can't finish it off. He's going to get killed. And Roshan,
he got it.
He gets the steal. A massive pick up by the support. The man with the least net worth makes the biggest move.
What a snatch. Just when you thought there's no way Spirit do it again, they do it again. A sick read in that situation. It does cost them a couple more heroes, but well worth it to take an Aegis out of this SF's hands when Vision needed this to push the net worth advantage on top of Satanic and threaten that high ground. Now you miss that window, and you're left sitting in this game thinking, we want to go high ground, but can we go high ground without an Aegis? Yeah. Who's going to tank all these jumps? Who's going to go first against the Invoker, against the Sven, the Lion Hex, without a save? This is where not having that save for the SF really hurts you. Aegis is supposed to be your save.
Here comes the Chains arrow. He's got to dodge this one, but he can't dodge the stun. Oh, Satanic wastes no time. BKB, amp damage, goes to work.
That is a big pickoff. Might be able to just run down the mid lane here.
Rue may have pulled off that great move, but Spirit are still crumbling in the bigger picture here.
Yeah, they're bleeding a lot of kills right now. They played that 10 to 20 minutes really well around the map. This 25 to 35 has been Vision's. Building a significant lead. Getting this SF to the big 25 talent. He really hurts with these raised connections. Some big crits, serrated Shiv on top, insane attack speed, 3,500 HP. He got Pendulum as well, so a little survivability here for this SF. If he does not die in the instant burst and he gets to swing back with the Satanic hits, you're going to be in big trouble.
There is so much burst with a Sven. And an Invoker. Next turn back, not neat. Nice two-man stun, but
No way to get out of
still
here.
be run down all the same.
Power of the Ember in this game. No one can just run its supports, make their life miserable. Nothing they can really do about it with so many remnants to play on. He's also almost level 25. It's going to be a big talent in this game. Vision are coming alive here towards the end of this mid game.
Yeah.
Really putting the pressure on Spirit. I don't think we've seen 5 Spirit heroes alive in the last 5 minutes. Just always someone dead. Always someone getting forced off the map.
Oro loses his courier. Didn't
Everything
have a
falling
satanic
apart
run
right now.
or anything, but there's the heart. Notice is getting bigger and bigger. He's able to play more and more of the front line. The bigger threat he is, because he's kind of like, I mean, this version of Doom, right? It's kind of similar to the Centaurs we see with the Shard.
A little
You
bit,
ignore
yeah.
him, and he does double edge after double edge. In Doom's case, it's this Infernal Blade that has percentage-based damage.
It does a lot. If he just exists, he's killing you. He gets to doom you as well.
He's got that new 66 damage talent at level 20.
Juicy. I was just about to say, can you go high ground in this period? Because surely that was second Roche, you got Banner, right?
Yeah.
No, Rue got the Banner too.
He got both?
He took both away. Just extra value on top of that Aegis snatch. That's insane he got both. Though I guess when everybody's cursed in that pit, you have some time to click everything, right? So you killed that Banner play as well. Pretty nice here. First Banner's not as strong. However, you'll take anything extra you can get here, down 15K.
Maybe we could see a replay of that play at some point in time, because it was so sick.
And honestly, it could have gone better for Spirit if Vision were not very disciplined around the initial Gaiden from Collapse. Because if they just kill Roche there, I think there's a very high chance Collapse snatches it with his record.
They definitely did not panic.
No, they just said, okay, we'll leave Roche, we'll just kill you. You don't have the damage to finish it. It was a smart read of the situation as
Light Shadow, they've got some entrances here. They could go after the Underlord if they want. BKB instantly going out. Rue trying to get away from this Ember Spirit, who just keeps hunting them down time and time again. Good force tap, gets him away from the arrow. Collapse also takes that one up, and no one has to give up on the support. He's been able to get these kills most of the time, thanks to the Aghanim Scepter. Not here.
the big bailout. You don't want to die near your base right here, given easy high ground. Sven did hit 25, by the way, and they did get Conjure Catalyst on the Invoker, so the damage is picking up. They're just parking this Doom on the front line. Aeon Disc, 4,000 HP Doom. This is not a target you can jump lightly if you are Team Spirit here. Gotta find a different angle, a different path into the fight.
Wrapping all the way around the
Night Class,
no.
no.
Night Class is going to break this beautiful stuff. Instant Shadow Realm, instant Brambles, and now Spirit are in an awkward spot here. They're going to use the gate to hold back Notice.
That's not the
Actually
target,
went
though.
for the kill, but yeah, he's got that heart. He's so tanky. He's so hard to kill. Ember Spirit jumps right in. Got him inside the pit. There goes the Lion. Dealt with him rather easily. Satanic is having a free game right now with the Ghost Scepter onto the Sven. He's not hitting anything. He's going to try.
Connecting.
Oh, now he connects onto no one. Now he fights Satanic. A battle of the carries. Who's going to win with the help of Ron? They get it. Yatoro once again.
There's the buy.
Whoa, the arrow, it's gonna land. Now here comes back Satanic. He's gonna get his revenge. He's gonna get the opportunity to kill Yatoro right back.
The buybacks are too powerful here. And the arrows from Ducalis debilitating Spirit at every turn.
And the buyback is not the same for Team Spirit because of the net worth advantage from Vision.
He doesn't have it.
Yatoro doesn't have it, not for 500 gold.
Even if you use it here, you don't have God Strength.
Yeah.
Not the same battle. Vision are going to get some base damage here. Gonna have to defend. You do have a great high ground defense lineup between the Underlord and the Invoker. You have a lot of outspam here. No BKB on Satanic, no buyback. If he somehow dies here,
And they slow this down enough. They minimize the losses.
Still have
Will
Doom
they
available.
Vision into going too deep.
Refresher on top of Laurel. He's going to buy out.
Radiant's middle tower
Drop the ward. They're looking for an opportunity to end the game. They want to see if they can get a fight going while the Sven is dead.
It's too hard to go super deep here, though.
They're going to go for him. SF in some trouble. Drops a meteor.
Great force staff.
Double meteor, but the force staff got it completely out of there. Now the Doom's going to be dropped on Laurel, and Spirit thought they had a chance, but it was a total bait. And Vision, a massive opening now.
Go by on this Invoker. 250
250
gold short.
but they could end the game potentially.
You got to go more here. You have the momentum. This game is flowing in your direction. You're getting a lot of economic damage.
Gate to the bounty runes to try and get buyback.
Heads up play.
Invoker is so close.
He's 60 off.
And Vision, I think off of that, say, oh, the Sven is up and they went to get the bounty rune. That must mean that Laurel has buyback.
Yeah, you got it back there.
They respect it, but maybe they don't respect it. Maybe
Well,
go back.
This is Butterfly. Surprise late Butterfly for Satanic, saying you don't have the evasion pierce on this Sven. I can take the man fight now.
Radiant's bottom.
Buyback still not available. 20 gold for this Invoker. That's going to be 2 lanes. You have a tier 2 top. Vision are going to have to call it quits here. Up 20k with 2 lanes. They're feeling a lot more comfortable than they were before that team fight. And that's the power of buybacks in this game. They're a big deal for both teams because you have to just full send your initiation here between the Doom and the Sven.
Yeah, like SF died so casually in that last fight, but it was right.
It didn't matter.
Here too. It didn't matter. They just won it just purely through the power of net worth. You've got a 30,000 net worth SF twice.
And the only advantage you get as Spirit in all this is, okay, SF doesn't have buyback for 5 minutes. Vision can dodge for 5 minutes.
Sure.
There's gonna be a Roche spawn in that interval. That's the only downside for them here. It's a fast Roche, so you might have to fight this without the SF buy.
Is it even worth it? If you're going to dodge for 5 minutes, well, that's you can dodge the Aegis time.
Yeah, you can give it away. It doesn't feel good to do though.
Put the ball in Spirit's court. Let them try and use that Aegis against you aggressively.
The thing is, you're missing 2 core buybacks. You bought the Ember as well. You give Aegis to them, they take some aggressive fight, and you die. It's also a spooky situation. However, Yatoro is going to take the time to try and farm towards that MKB, deal with the Butterfly threat before he has to fight it heads-on without the evasion pierce. Not a bad idea here. That SF is incredibly scary right now. Full Wind Waker for Ducalis, by the way. Quietly having himself a game here with the arrow lands, and now you get a save in this lineup, which is huge. There is no nullifier in this lineup right now. No way to deal with the Force Staffs, the Wind Wakers on the Shadow Fiend.
No, this team has all the same game plan because Notice has queued up a Wind Waker as well.
Spirit, they're hugging a high ground ward. You do not want to fight Spirit.
Fire. Underlord picks one up.
That's incredibly clutch at the right time.
If they think the Wind Waker is the be-all, end-all save and they don't have an answer because Sven's not going to get a nullifier, they might just be shocked to see the Collapse has picked one.
Spirit are all in, though. They have no buys available. They have a Wyvern buy, not really relevant at this point in the game. Their cores are just all in.
I mean, in some way.
They got to Laurel's buyback. He's going to hold it here.
Vision's pretty all in for this fight. They spot Laurel. Tornado trying to stop the initiation.
Look at 9 class.
Affected. They back away.
9 class in the back.
Sneaking in with the Moonlight Shadow.
What an angle.
Vision on him.
What a stun.
At the same time, they jump on the Lion. It's a masterpiece of initiation from Vision. Now Yatoro, a must-win fight.
He's not winning this.
Satanic.
He's not winning this.
Off the carries, trying once again, but he pulls back in, but it's not going to work. It is just Satanic now. Collapse is holding this, try and get him with the pin. They're going to drop the meteor.
Big meteor.
Panic, but they can't handle him. This carry is too much.
There's another one.
First, he can't kill. Notice another meteor going to be dropped on him. Sunstrike. There's the Wind Waker. They get the save.
Ducalis gone.
Alive. A tornado, Laurel on the run, but they are done.
It's over.
Satanic is taking it. Satanic wins the fight. He is the #1, knocking out the other #1. You are not #1 anymore. You are just another casualty on Satanic's climb to the top. Vision's climb to top 3. Vision closing it out in just the most beautiful way. A perfect initiation. You couldn't ask for better.
And I think that's what defines this team. Their support duo is so obnoxious to play against on the map. In the team fights, they always have some weird angle. 9 class. He's sitting on that high ground. The jump from Notice, too, with The AoE stun hitting 2, setting up the Terrorize, setting up a beautiful initiation for December to just go in and wreck them. Caught Spirit off guard completely. They just don't get a chance to play that fight nearly how they want to. Their lineup is super predicated on getting the jump, having the vision. They're not able to find it. They full sent it with all the item buyouts. Vision come on top.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure to subscribe. Check out these other videos. See you next time.